I had worked at Enron for 8 years by the time, the summer of 2001 rolled around, and I stumbled across very large accounting fraud at Enron in a very typical fashion. I switched positions. So, a fraud sort of comes on slowly. I mean, how many of you have heard the saying that a frog, if you toss a frog in boiling water, he'll leap out to save himself, but if you put him in a cool pot of water and slowly heat the water, he doesn't quite notice when it gets to be room temperature or lukewarm, but by the time it's really warm, he's too lethargic to jump out. Well, I'm like the frog thrown in the boiling water. I heard all the right things from Kinlay. He was saying, if anyone's truly troubled, come tell us about what's bothering you. So that day I identified myself to Human Resources, and I was on his calendar for the following Wednesday. And I fully expected, that truth would win out, that he would just hire a law firm, he would investigate my concerns, and he would find out that sure enough we had cooked our books. And it was a significant amount. The amount for 2000 was, we masked $500 million of losses, and our income that year was $1 billion. So on a pre-tax basis, it was misstating our earnings by over 50%. Well, Kinlay, did not really look into my concerns. I ended up being subpoenaed to testify in front of Congress in February of 2002 when Enron had already collapsed into bankruptcy. And they showed me a memo from Vincent and Elkins, Enron's outside law firm. It was dated August 24th. I had met with Kinlay on August 22nd. And the memo said, per your request, here are the potential consequences of discharging employees who raise accounting concerns. So his first reaction was to dump me on the street, put me in emergency job search mode. And that would have, I was the primary breadwinner for my family, that would have been very horrible. Now they said that I didn't really, Texas is a employment at will state, you can fire for no cause. But they did say there was some case law. How many lawyers are in the room? Or law students? Yeah, well, of course. Yeah, there was some case law that I might at least be able to bring a wrongful termination suit. I wouldn't prevail in court, but the structures, the raptors that I was concerned with, their cosmetics did not look so good right now, and it might not be good for those things to be discovered in a trial setting. So the advice was more like, just, don't fire her, And that was pretty much the way I was treated. I used to be on the 49th floor, which was 49 and 50 were the executive floors. I got put down to 16 in a cruddy little office with metal rent-a-furniture, and I was always snagging my suit on a desk drawer that wouldn't close, and no real work. But really Enron imploded too fast to get rid of me. And 9/11 happened smack in the middle of that. So really the fall of 2001 was a very, very bleak time because 9/11 knocked us all off our feet for a while. But it was alarming to me that I didn't see the captain of the ship sounding the alarm bells. That Kinlay instead was, I found out later he just did this whitewash investigation, probably anticipating that the worst that would happen is some shareholder lawsuits. My mistake was going in alone. I should have gotten more people to go with me so he couldn't dismiss me as one lone voice. And then when he hired Vincent and Elkins to look into my concerns, that was Enron's primary law firm, I should have realized that meant a whitewash. That meant, not a real investigation.